At the point of the magician's wield, where they prepare to project the command within outward into the world, so that it is now the command without, the condition needing to be set is the path of travel or traverse from within to without. There are 3 media for doing so. All traverse paths will be subheadings or combinations of these 3. The channels of projecting command are wand, wyrd, and wyrd. The magician develops and possesses their wand, their wyrd, and their wyrd. Keep in mind that these 3 media are magically effective, meaning that they play their part in inducing change and calling appearance, because you work. They work because you, as the magician, work. You are the wand. You are the wyrd. You are the wyrd. Note that I still have not given a lesson or explanation of what command is, although I've referred to it a few times throughout the series. I'm not going to explain in this lesson either, but when the time comes, you'll understand a command's path of traverse. Let me give a brief description of each of these media. A wand is any element-based being, and generally that would be an earth-based being for reasons we'll talk about in a future lesson. Any body that is outside of the magician's body, and furthermore that is coupled with the magician's body as an extension of it. Recalling that there are no objects in the world. All appearances are beings. For example, if a staff is your wand, which is a very common wand, that staff is living. It's animated. Wyrd is often a broad esoteric understanding in magic, but as a media for command, we are now specifically referring to what comes from the human throat, the magician's voice, words, and sounds. Also, this refers to human writing. Wyrd is pretty much everything else that doesn't fit into wand or wyrd. Wyrd doesn't require another body. It is silent. It is pure projection. The magician's wielding and forming of anima without any other medium, honestly. As a novice, which in terms of the lessons in this series I am still addressing the novice magician, as a novice, this is kind of where things get a little fun and exciting and magical, anticipating the wand and the wyrd and the wyrd one will come to possess. They're on their way. Woohoo! Note that when I talk about magical conversation and language, all 3 of these channels participate in conversation and language, not just the one that seems like it, the word. Language and conversation is broad magical influence. One way to conduct the conversation might be through wyrd, but also wyrd and wand are effective. Plus, the conversation is the whole wield, not just the projection part, in any case. Note that wand, wyrd, and wyrd all have the capacity to interact with the various realms or layers where change and appearance may be induced. Frequency, element, appearance, and enchantment. I don't include true nature in that list because true nature does not accept change. Note that as we have already established the calling of appearance or image as a function of sight, light, illusion, rendering, percept, The inclusion of now understanding these traverse paths also is part of that interplay of image in the illusion. The wand, the word, and the weird play their part in influencing what the eye sees. Note that what projection channel you use for what wield depends on your art, on your preference, on your practiced ability with one or the other of them, on the recipe entire for a given appearance. Speaking of preference, if you feel an affinity, concentrating on one of these media above the others could be an art for you. Note that the influence upon and with wand, word, and weird remains by consent and reverence. Possessing your wand ought not to trigger you into, oh wow, now I control the world. Now I have the power to save myself. Now I can make other beings dance like puppets. Now I can really show them now that I have my wand. I ask that you do not adopt intentions in this vein. Continue to approach the world sacredly. The more adept you become, I invite you to also cultivate the same level of trustworthiness. Remember that the position of the magician is not where you heal nor where you gain worldly features. The magician is the position from which you give your gifts to the world, so that the world may be blessed by them. Your gifts are going to traverse by means of wand, word, and weird. This is all I have for you today, just this little introduction. We will, of course, deep dive into principles and practices regarding wand, word, and weird, ongoing throughout the series. I would love if you commented below about anything today's lesson brought up for you. Thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.